So nice to see you, Sergei.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here in this beautiful Hungarian cover in Budapest, and with this nice cappuccino cooks, and this is a very nice opportunity to me to talk with you about your piece, which is going to be performed in Bergamo by the Achrome ensemble this February, and it's called Conversation with Children. How did you get to the idea of this piece, thinking about the title? How you were thinking about this kind of conversation through music?
I was reading a book by Canadian psychologist David Lang, who has he's probably famous, especially in not mainstream psychology from the 70s. He has been the guru in that area. But this is a very interesting book that he wrote, and it's called Conversations with Adam and Natasha, his two kids. And it's just a succession of kids either reacting to their parents' actions or talking to one another. So in a way, it's kind of like kids' mouth. That fresh view of a child, where you look at something mundane and you see something in it that we adults don't see anymore.
Yes.
I just collected 5 little sentences from these conversations. One of them, for example, that Natasha is practicing the piano and says this is very difficult, but I can do very difficult things by practicing. Or she plays the piano all the way up and she says I just played it all the way down. So it's the upside down world of children, or in fact it's the upside down world of adults, because we tend to think that our perspective is the only valid one, while especially in arts it's absolutely not true. So one title which actually has several Bach chorales in it, filtered through in a special way. But I think one of the kids is going on a longer train of thoughts about whether you can see God, and if you can see God or you cannot see God, whether you can hear God. Now that's a challenge for a composer. And then the end of this text is like, what if God came to the door and he knocked on the door? Would we hear the knocking of God?
Oh yeah.
So there's that little movement is called God Knocks, and so it's practically 5 movements just without interruption. And what I was trying to achieve musically is just this freshness of ideas and freshness of looking at things from not an undeveloped perspective, but in a totally different way of living in the mind of a child, if you wish.
Do you intend, or may we intend, the mind of the child, just connecting that to the age, or you, in any case, may intend also the mind of the child, but with still existing within ourselves, even if we are getting old?
Well, I like to believe that without having the mind of a child for a creative artist, it's not possible to really create anything. Once your thoughts kind of are frozen, you start repeating yourself. So the need for playfulness, the need for discovery, the need for going into territories that you wouldn't go with your straight and sane adult mind is just crucial for creating really anything, but definitely creating music on an empty page or an empty computer and nothing on it. You definitely need that mindset.
Yeah, we have to keep it alive. That way of feeling, not the way of thinking, but way of feeling.
And also, I invite the musicians to interpret my music the same way. So it's a very virtuoso piece. It's not easy to play.
Look at the score.
And I think it gives a lot of opportunity for players to shine in what they do best, but also to play around with the material. So the movements are connected in some very simple, very, I like to think, musical way, but the purpose of it is not to create a symphonic work for a chamber ensemble, rather just give an opportunity to the musical materials to sparkle like fireworks. And for that, of course, you need to create some order. So within the borders, you can actually run amok with your imagination.
Yeah, well, so in the score, for example, in some of the pieces, you connect two instruments together, the two strings together, almost working in with the same figures. And I was thinking that it won't be easy for the performer. So you think that an imaginative approach can be very helpful to them to approach at the same time your music.
The titles of the little movements during the piece are coming from this Ardennes text, and they are intended to be inspiration. So, you don't necessarily need to know the story. The short texts are in the score, so you can read it, but just the sentence can trigger your imagination as a performer, and hopefully it helps the performance.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for
Appreciate
this nice talk.